I don't think Julie's arrived yet, so Drucilla, would you like to come forward? Page 161.
Hello, thank you for hearing me. I actually did bring some paperwork because since I put my submission in, I got a letter from Grant Robertson, and there was an article in the press which I felt was quite relevant to my submission. First thing I'll touch on is the Edgware Pool, which was also my submission. I was broken hearted. I was really upset when that was just pulled out. My favourite vision was actually doing backstroke. I used to go there. I lived in Holly Road and used to go and swim there about late at night, you know, just round about 4 or 5 o'clock. And I used to do backstroke and used to be able to just take your time, and I really missed that pool. So I'm actually looking at setting up an event at the Caledonian Hall. I've been planning it for 4 years. Matt had his tea party, which I will be doing, but it's just my work takes me all over the place. Got all the stock, we're just waiting. But I feel that compensation may ease the tension that we seem to have everywhere, and we all get on the same plane. And then also Peter Bevan, who I know had a wee bit to do with the new design, actually was a lovely man, and I met him as well. Now, the stadium, you're only replacing what you lost. Your race card will be the museum located inside the stadium if you were to host the 226 Commonwealth Games and other events. What you don't know is I've actually donated stuff to the museum. So even though I'm not sports minded, I'm an event organiser and I'm into saving our history. And also too, when you consider the, we actually lived in Nursery Road, my husband and I, for so many years. He lived there about 16 years before he met me, and we used to live there. And I still remember one time when they had hail or something, and all those poor people watching the rugby. I don't know if you remember that, but you know, the hail and the snow. So I can see why everybody wants to cover it. My concern is the mechanism, that what they want in the design, pulling it out, how much that's going to cost, and whether we can afford it, all those things. I'm actually involved with rodeo, so I look at everything as an event. The same as I did submissions on the AMI, on the cricket oval. The judge implemented 40% of my submission. I looked at traffic management. I'm actually a qualified cabinet maker, 30 years community work, 15 elections. I've done traffic management. January I was working on the Kaikoura, on the Slip 7. I've worked in Goose Bay. 2 days ago I was down in the Cranes Valley doing forestry. I'm all over the place. I'm now looking to move into another stage of my life, and I'm looking to get into security. I've spent 8 years planning projects. It's just a matter of me changing my time. So if we were to put the 26 Commonwealth Games, very, very interesting about this article that was put in the press, is if the councils and the mayors and the whole of South Island don't work together on this, you're going to miss the boat. It's going to go to Hamilton or Auckland. Okay, so I put that article in there for you to see, but also as well, all the funding for construction around Christchurch has stopped. A lot of us were waiting for I was waiting 2 years for the Metro Pool. We haven't got time, we'll move on. You're going to lose all your workers. So the stadium as a big project is very, very important. I'm very excited about the convention centre. I love the design. We have a new city, whether we like it or not. We've lost a lot of our landmarks. My focus on the next step is if we were to put on the 226 Commonwealth Games, which would have to be run city to city to make it viable, our biggest problem is actually terrorism, cyberbullying. We're getting constantly bullied at home, on our phones, on our internet. and I'm concerned about this disease that we've got with the transfer of stock. Being involved with rodeo, our stock gets shifted. So my next stage is to actually set up, I'm looking at setting up strategic planning centres, which is mainly going to focus on emergency and risk management. The structure of the board will be iwi, urban Maori. I'll focus on health and safety, Canterbury health boards. If it's based in Christchurch, I'm looking at Canterbury Health Board, council, police, fire, marine, forest and bird, forest and game, community, air. And it'll be run a wee bit like, what do you call it? Search and rescue. You'll have a board, you'll have members, you'll have foundation members. I've actually checked out locations. I'm looking at Kaikoura. I'm already talking to maybe getting a kaumata on board. This morning I did a presentation in front of the Huanui Council. I'm looking at St Mary's. My concern with Christchurch is I drove all the way around Wigram, looked at all the houses and looked, if we had another disaster. So I'm actually focusing on the airport. I've driven all around there. It will take a while, but that's what I'm going to focus on.
Well, look, Drucilla, thank you very much. That's perfect note to finish on. So thank you for all that you do. It's much appreciated, and thank you for submitting again. It's great to see you.
Thank you for listening to me, people.
Thank you.